Fuck me! Shit! I'm looking for someone to take control of this disgusting, embarrassing mess. He doesn't give a fuck. He's dreaming. He's standing there pissing his pants looking for his tartar, caviar, white chocolate crap. And he's just running around like a toilet brush. Is anyone going to take control?
This is the single worst deal I have ever seen in British politics. Ever. This deal is terrible for a number of reasons, but I'm just going to go through the big three. The big three reasons why this is absolutely awful. The first reason, I will concede that the UK has a very small amount, but an amount of power within the EU. We work with the EU to get stuff done. I will admit that. This deal takes away our power. This deal takes away our power within the EU. But we still have to follow their rules. This would be like being part of a club and then leaving the club but still following the rules of the club. In fact, that's not like what it is. That's exactly what it is. We're leaving the EU, so we have no power over the EU, as we shouldn't, because we're no longer part of the EU, but yet they still have power over us. This is like the West Lothian question on crack and cocaine and every kind of Cuban steroid you can possibly think of. It's ridiculous. And it's not even the worst part. No, it's not even the closest to the worst part. This is the best part out of the three parts I'm going to mention. The second part is we have to pay £39 billion for this to go off. So you know how if you go to a nightclub, you might have to pay to get in? You might have to slip the security guard some money to get in? Very understandable. Or if you want to stay in the nightclub, they might ask for you to pay for like a table or extra for drinks or just for staying there and trashing the place up. I can understand that. If you want to be a member of a team, or if you want to be a member of a party, or you want to have membership to fucking Netflix or something, you're going to pay ongoing costs, as we have, as you should, or as it can be debated as you should. Perfectly fine. But if you have to pay to leave the nightclub, that's ridiculous. That's no longer a nightclub, that is a prison. The EU is effectively a prison for the UK. And yet still, that's not even the worst part. The worst part about this deal is that Theresa May managed to secure our goods, British goods, but not British services. If you don't know why that's bad, it's very simple. The UK economy is 20% goods. Exporting, selling, producing, making, all that stuff, our economy is 20% of that goods. So she's managed to secure our goods. Services make up 80% of the economy. 80% of our economy is insecure. Because she did not secure services. 4/5 of our jobs, of our wealth, of our money, of our economy is insecure with this deal. What's happened is that she has clearly had a drinking challenge with Obama during the Iran nuclear deal times, and she said, you know, I can top that. That's a bad deal. That's a really bad deal, giving $150 billion to a country that wants to wage war with the rest of the world. That's a really bad deal. But guess what? I can top that. I can make a worse deal than that. That's how bad this deal is. This deal is absolutely dreadful. This is the worst deal I've ever seen in my entire life. This is the worst deal I know of in any kind of historical political setting. It is absolutely dreadful. But we all know why this has been done this way. David Cameron, in 2016, stepped down. He stepped down as Prime Minister because he was a Remain candidate and he felt that the country and the government should be led by someone who is pro-Leave. That way the best way that they can do it is with a Leave Conservative Party. Under a Leave PM. Makes sense. And then we got someone who is even more pro-Remain, Theresa May, to lead the Conservative Party. Could someone explain to me how that makes any form of sense? And I'll give you a little smidge of a clue. It doesn't. It makes no sense. She became the PM, And she has done terribly, terribly with these negotiations on purpose. On purpose. This deal is so bad that it would actually be better to remain in the EU as we currently are. That was her plan all along. If we held another referendum now, if they gave us a choice between this deal, no deal, and no Brexit, even people who support democracy and support leaving the EU would vote no Brexit. Because no deal has been demonized to the point of just out of existence. And this deal is the worst possible deal. This could not possibly be any worse. It is such a dreadful deal for the UK. This is actually pretty bad for the EU as well, but they don't care. They just want... The EU is not a series of countries. The EU is a series of politicians. They want to punish the UK as harshly as possible, and Theresa May is helping them do this. Only possible silver lining to this, which is UKIP will see a massive rise in support, is also, debatably, even worse than the worst possible scenario. Because people are going to flood out of the Conservative Party. They're gonna fly out like pigeons. We've seen Dominic Raab has resigned. A bunch of Conservative MPs and ministers and all that shit have resigned because they're just tired of this shit. Theresa May is most likely going to get vote of no confidence. She's going to get kicked off the party faster than you can say her name. If the Conservatives have any balls at all. Which, yes, that is a reach. That is a very big reach. But I would like to think that the Conservative Party might have a pair of balls to kick off the worst Prime Minister in my lifetime. She gives Tony Blair a run for her money on how bad she is. She is fucking awful. As people leave the Conservative Party, they fly out of the Conservative Party. Guess where they're going? They're going to UKIP. That's fine. They're also going to the Liberal Democrats, who have said they want to repeal Brexit no matter what. They are... The irony in the fact that the Democrat is in their name. And they want to repeal Brexit no matter what. The irony is lost to these people. And guess where else they'll be going? Guess where else Conservative voters are going to be going? They're going to be going to Labour. They're going to be going to Labour. Maybe not many of them, but enough to give Labour enough support to take over the Conservative government. Now, I hate the current Conservative government. I really don't like the Conservative Party. I don't think they're conservative. I don't think they're legitimate. I don't think they know how to do anything. They are fucking useless. But I will be damned. I would sooner trust a fucking pencil before I trust the Labour Party. About half the strong Labour voters I know, which include my grandmother, very left-wing, my father, very left-wing, two of my close friends, both very pro-Labour, both very left-wing, and a bunch of other people have said we cannot trust Labour right now. We cannot trust Diane Abbott, who is the most useless Home Secretary possible. We cannot trust Jeremy Corbyn, who is a fucking Nazi. He's about as racist as the fucking BNP. So as much as I hate the Conservative Party, and want to reiterate, I do hate the Conservative Party, and I hate everything they've done for the last few years, and I hate everything they stand for as a majority. Obviously there are some people in it that I agree with, some people I like more than others. But as a whole, I do hate the Conservative Party. But holy shit, if you think things are going to get better under Jeremy Corbyn, if you think things are going to get better under effectively Trotsky's love child, then you are a moron. What we need is to get rid of Theresa May, get someone who supports Brexit to be PM, and then we have a tiny, tiny chance, tiny bit of hope. Because anything is better than this deal. Anything is better than Theresa May in the Conservative Party. This is embarrassing. This is fucking embarrassing.